I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss. We are going to fathom, we're going to assess this hairline with this hairstyle, Pompadour Undercut. And yes, I was driving my dad's 1980 MG convertible yesterday. So yes, my skin is a little red, but it's also because the lights are off. When I turn the lights off in here, it does that. See? But then the lighting's not as good, so that's why I tend to use natural light when I'm filming videos in the bathroom. That's a normal thing. What we want to really check out is this hairline, this ultimate illusion of having more hair or not. And that's the thing, depending on how you feel about your own perception of hair loss, often determines how bald you perceive me to be. And granted, we know that I'm 39. We know that I'm 4 years past that age of 35, when it ultimately determines whether you're going to pretty much keep your hair or not, based on how much hair you naturally have at that stage. Here's how I feel. Now there's a debate, eternal debate going on whether I have a Norwood 2, a Norwood 3, Norwood 2.5, which is, I believe, probably the best way to word it, Norwood 2.5. Specifically though, not all Norwood 2s or 2.5s, etc. are created equal. Something I feel is this. We could say that, well, with my hairline, it does come to a pretty close triangle, more like this as opposed to say like that. I say it has a lot to do with how far your hair goes back on your temples. I would say my temples aren't so bad. Even if my hairline comes up higher, and we could even say, well, the hairline is starting to decimate, it's starting to fall apart more so, it's thinner here. We can assess all those things. But when we look at the Pompadour Undercut and what it takes to pull it off, to make it work with the hair that you have, I think it has a lot to do with my hairline on the side doesn't go back that far ultimately. I've seen some men whose hair, they have the same hairstyle and they can pull it off, but their temples come back nearly as far as where their ear begins. But ultimately, it has to do with head shape, it has to do with how tall their forehead is, and that's part of the way they're able to get away with it. You can look at them, you can look at their hairline from this, and it looks like it's straight across. And then they turn sideways and it goes all the way back. So it's ultimately one of those things where you just have to try it out to know for sure. And I went ahead and took that leap of faith and went ahead and just did it. And to my surprise, this works a lot better than I would have imagined. If you're wondering if you might go bald, just click a link right here that will help you accurately predict if you're going to go bald and ultimately what to do about it. So you don't have to leave comments about asking me that. Just click that link and watch that video. I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss.